Good day, YouTube. Today I want to talk about the Air Force and how I should have been a recruiter. And I'll tell you why. There's a few jobs that I thought about doing when I was enlisted. The first one, I wanted to be an MTI, military training instructor, just like you see at basic training or at OTS, something that I wanted to do. But I never had the opportunity to do that. Another thing I wanted to do was become a first sergeant. For sure, I would have been a first sergeant if I would have stayed enlisted. But I also thought that being a recruiter was a great job or a great fit for me because I believe in the Air Force. Do I think the Air Force is a perfect job? Absolutely not. Maybe not a perfect job. I meant to say a perfect team. The answer is no, it's not a perfect team. A perfect team does not exist. So, with that said, I remember giving a briefing just about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, to a lot of people that were transitioning out. I was a civilian at the time, a reservist as well, and a recruiter was in the audience, and afterwards he came up to me and said, "You did my job." And I said, "Well, what's your job?" He said, "I'm a recruiter for the reserves." And I said, well, how did I do that? He said, well, in your briefing, you talked about finances, but you also asked how many people are going into the reserves. And you started to talk about how great of an option it is. And it is. The reserves is a best kept secret. But I'm going to talk about, I should have been a recruiter for the Air Force, whether it's active duty or reserve. And here's why. In 19 years of service, active duty and reserve and civilian, I have been able to see a lot of cool things personally. I've been active duty, I've been reserve, I've been a civilian as well. So I've been full-time Air Force, I've been part-time Air Force. The Air Force has over 180 jobs according to the airforce.com website, technical jobs. In the Air Force, over 130 jobs. That's still a lot. That's a lot of career fields that we as individuals, if we want to join the Air Force, we can do. If you like travel, I've been stationed just stateside with the exception of Hawaii, even though it's part of the States, it's considered overseas. But I've been TDY several times overseas as well. So if you like to travel, you're going to have an opportunity to go overseas. Maybe the most important thing is if you're in the Air Force, we get to serve our great country. That's how I should have begun, and protect the individuals that we represent here in the United States. So travel is a great opportunity, whether you're active duty, reserve, or guard. Education as well. I came into the Air Force and I had some college, and I was able to take advantage of the associate's degree offered only to Air Force members, enlisted members. Community College of the Air Force, an associate's. So I have 2 associate's degrees that were free to me. I did all the work. That's a benefit. The Air Force also paid for a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. And I mean, all my education is taken care of because of the Air Force. Now, are you an individual that sees the glass half full or half empty? I ask that question because I think that's very important. What's your outlook on life? Are you an optimistic person or somebody who's a pessimist, doubtful, negative? If you're not an optimistic person, then it's going to be tougher for an individual, in my opinion, to take advantage of so many opportunities that the Air Force offers. So I'm all about taking advantage of opportunities that present themselves. The other thing is eligible for retirement if you do minimum 20 years. Whether it's active duty retirement or a combination of active duty and reserve or guard retirement or a part-time retirement when you turn 60, a retirement, it's just a supplement. I love to take advantage of working out. And in the military, specifically, of course, the Air Force, since I'm talking about the Air Force, we get paid to stay fit. On top of that, I just do it because it's a release for me mentally. And it keeps my weight at 156 pounds. I don't fluctuate. I get to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, because I know I'm going to work out. And this has been a challenge the past week because I have plantar fasciitis, which I didn't know what that was, but I can't run right now for maybe 2 weeks. I'm going to take some time off, see a doctor in about 3 weeks from today. So I'm on a bicycle at the base fitness center. And you can use the base fitness center at any military installation if you have a military ID card. That is a great thing. Benefit. Veterans preference for a federal job. For example, I left active duty in '06 and I started working for the Air Force as a civilian, and I had 5 points veterans preference. Went into the reserves, now I'm active duty again. So my story goes from here to there everywhere. It's kind of like a bowl of spaghetti. That's like I've said, I've seen a lot of cool things in my career. Camaraderie. The Air Force is a small team. Have you ever heard of that saying, the world is small? Yes, but the Air Force is smaller. I have friends all over the world. I have a friend that works down the hall from here. Him and I were stationed in Alabama. We were both young airmen. He was in senior airman. I was an airman in first class. He was E4, I was E3. We're both majors right now. He's working down the hall. Small world, camaraderie, promotions. If you work hard and you test well for your promotion or you do what you're supposed to, people are going to support you. Your leadership will recommend you for a promotion, give you a good performance report, and if you have to test for a promotion, you make that happen. Benefits, endless benefits. Remember, I'm not a recruiter, I just love sharing the story. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel where I spent time talking about Air Force or military or finances because I believe in what I talk about. Doesn't mean I know it all. But a lot of the topics that I've talked about just right now, I've probably made a video on that specific topic. For example, education or investing, thrift savings plan. Yes, you have a retirement that the Air Force will take care of if you meet the requirements, but you and myself as individuals, we can invest money into the thrift savings plan. It could be the Roth, it could be the traditional. So there's so many things that the Air Force offers. Again, I'm an individual that sees the glass as half full, and what am I going to do to fill that up? Or take advantage of opportunities, or learn from somebody. It's not all about taking advantage of opportunities, but I work with sharp people here, and I'm trying to pick their brain every single time. And if I'm the weakest link, I'm okay with that because I'm going to learn from these individuals. Therefore, I'm going to continue to learn and make the team stronger. So the Air Force is a great team. And I'm going to also say that without being in other services, other branches are great as well. I only have experience with the Air Force. I've seen a lot of cool things in 19 years. I plan on being around for a lot longer, but we shall see where my journey takes me and where it ends. I hope this is helpful. The website, there are 2 websites out there, airforce.com for active duty and also Air Force Reserve. Those are the experts. I'm not the experts. Go see what's out there. Take advantage of it. You take care.